R. Kelly demands a new trial. Look, he wants the original prosecutors thrown off the case. He's accusing them of misconduct and a conflict of interest that made a fair trial impossible. Look, fam, and the R. Kelly fans are gonna hate this. Oh yeah, they're gonna hate it, but you got to hear this, fam. The man is doing 30 years in prison. 30 years. That's what he was sentenced to, and they had all type of evidence, fam. He was messing with little kids. He deserves the whole 30. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. This is the smallest little piece of toilet paper being rolled up for R. Kelly and them crocodile tears, man. You can keep that shit. The man even touched his own daughter, fam, his own fucking kid. And people still rooting for the guy because he can sing. Like old Eddie Kane. Look, drop it in the comments, man. He deserves to stay there. Best thing they could do is send him to another prison that they ain't trying to kill him at. Point blank period, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments. Jamal, the Paris Hilton of hip hop, sold his soul for a DJ Vlad interview. Look, bro, and it's 5 years later. Look, bro, 5 years ago, the man was boycotting DJ Vlad and everything else for disrespecting the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. My, how time changes and he realizes that his own platform was dry. Dry. He had to go suck up to DJ Vlad to get some views. He's a legend. The boycott flopped. Godfrey's still standing on his own too, fam. Godfrey get 1 million views every other day. You know what I mean? Lord Jamar had to go kissing the ground and apologizing and sell his marbles and principles to go back. Drop it in the comments. Lord Jamar Hobson said it best. It's the Paris Hilton of hip hop. Truly is. Drop it in the comments. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, fam. Scars from the playground. They Gill denies a romance with Eddie Murphy. Look, the rumors have been going on for years. Everybody's heard them. Everybody's heard about it now. But he say this new guy, the whistleblower, claims he's actually seen him do gay things with Eddie Murphy. Look, bro, he said it's all cap. He ain't gonna let this slide. He hoped the dude could stand 10 toes down in court. He's gonna make an example out you, bitch. That's his words. That's his words. He say he gonna make an example out this nigga. I don't know what's going on with Eddie Murphy. They said rumored back in the day he got caught with a trans. So I'm obliged to believe, hey, he could have played with men. Yeah, he could have played with a man. Point blank, it's Hollywood, fam. Hollywood. Johnny Gill, maybe that was you back then. Maybe that ain't you now. Maybe he got grandkids and some other shit. Maybe it just ain't him. Maybe it's just not true. Who the fuck knows? But he will be seeing that whistleblower in court pretty soon. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scars from the playground. Ross throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar. Look, bro, he threatened to fire a staff member for playing Kendrick Lamar as a walkout song at his boxing event. He said, whoa, turn that shit off. Turn that shit off now. I don't want any Kendrick Lamar played. K-Dot is banned. He's sticking with Drake. 100% he say he supports his friends. He don't want to hear K-Dot, she sucking lips rap a ting. Look, drop it in the comments. Aiden Ross ain't playing. Yeah, this is shots fired. I don't know if Kendrick is going to respond to that, but everybody know how them K-Bots is. They ain't going to want to hear this type shit. Yeah, what? You said what about K-Dot? Look, they willing to jump off a bridge for him. You know what I mean? Y'all dropped it in the comments, nigga. Aiden Ross, he even told Charleston White he'd have to fuck him if he wanted to sell his soul and make a little money. Look, the boy got some type of, call it liquor courage or whatever you want, but the boy got some type of courage because he's doing and saying what the fuck he wants. Maybe it's them big security guards that's protecting him that make people think different when they see him in public. Drop it in the comments, man. Squad's gonna Kevin Durant traded to the Houston Rockets. This is after 2 years of playing for the Phoenix Suns, fam. They announced it while he was at an interview at Fanatic Fest, fam. He knew he was getting traded, just didn't know when. But he will be going to the Houston Rockets, fam. Look, the Houston Rockets gave up like 8 players, bro. 2 players current, the 10th round draft, the 10th first round, the 10th pick in the first round, 2025 draft, and by 5 other second round picks. Look, bro, they want him. They want him bad. And look, bro, this might be the year Ace Town get that ring. Yeah, this is what we needed, bro. Ace Town stand up, bro. This is KD. Yeah, if you've ever seen, I forget what his TV show is. This is that nigga. This is that nigga that's been hooping since a kid, bro, and can't be fucked with. Just need the right team and community behind him. Well, he's coming to Houston, bro, and the city is excited. Not to mention he is too, bro, because the Southern hospitality here is crazy. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Kevin Durant. Pharrell Williams files $14 million copyright infringement lawsuit. He's accusing Spreadshirt of enabling third-party sellers to sell fake BBC branded attire, fam. They was printing, packaging, and sending. You know what I mean? Real shit all through the name. For real, ain't playing that shit, fam. He want $14 million. Look, bro, I'ma say it like this. The years, the days of you just having your clothing line and it just being so exclusive, that's over, bro. That's over. They making fakes of everything right now. Everything. Why do you think your shit will be any different, even though you own that logo? Look, for real. Unfortunately, you could sue this one, but you gonna have to just keep suing and suing and suing, cause that BBC shit has been cloned so many fucking times that you don't even know if you're buying the real thing. When you buy it, it's always like $40. You know what I mean? Real, it's always $30. You don't know if that shit real, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. BBC was cool, cooler about 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago, it had a thing. That and Fly Society was pretty fucking cool. In 2025, you don't see many people rocking it. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Shout out Pharrell Williams. I like him. Yeah, I like him. About as much as you could like a motherfucker that you don't even know, fam. One blank period. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scars from the playground. Charleston White forced Island Boys Kodiak Reds to quit in their boxing match, bro. This is an Aiden Ross sponsored event. Charleston White got in the ring with him. You know what I mean? Originally said he was practicing with sissies, with punks, just to know how to swing on a quill. Look, bro, it worked. It worked, bro. They were fighting. You know what I mean? Charleston White for 48, he got more than I thought he had. I'ma just be honest. I'ma just be real. Don't think he'll ever get in that ring with a real nigga. No, 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 no. Had to do it with one of the Island Boys. Well, look here, the Island Boy with Kodiak Red was getting the best of him. Best of him. He told himself, bro, I can't lose to this fella. Yeah, I can't lose to him. Hit him with something. Bro thought about it. Every bad mistake choice he made in life. Threw in a towel with 30 seconds left of that round. You know what I mean? Look, bro, it was, I don't know what Charles on. It might have put something in his glove, bro. You have to check it out, fam. But they fought, bro. I gotta respect them for that. But look here, bro. It was no reason you should go in that ring at 21, 22, whatever, how old the little nigga is. and lose to a 48-year-old man with a glass eye, fam. Just being honest. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scores from the playground. Jay-Z throwing shots at Kanye West. This isn't a surprise performance on a Cowboy Carter tour with Beyonce in Paris. He performed Nigga in Paris. Niggas in Paris. Well, instead of saying, just might let you meet Ye, he switched them lines up to say, just might let you meet Bay. Look, he don't even want to say the cocksucker's name. He's dead to him. You know what I mean? Dead to him, bro. This is going to be, it's for Kanye forever, fam. Jay-Z ain't one of them guys like y'all think was, you know what I mean, magically, oh, I forgive you, you're my buddy again, bro. He talked about his child. He called his child retarded, man. There's no forgiving that. Point blank period. On top of that, you was talking about damn near forking Beyonce. If you had stayed in the studio 10 minutes longer, look, bro, ain't no forgiving. It's fucking forever. Jay-Z ain't just playing, he ain't like that, bro. He don't even want to mention the seat-sucker's name no mas. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scars from the play. B throwing shots at Kevin Durant. He found out the man was going to the Houston Rockets and saw Kevin Durant was kind of pleased with it. So he said, you know what? That nigga ain't really about no basketball, and you ain't got no real money. You really just a hoe. Pull up at any basketball court in America. I'll be waiting. Look, this is Lil B, the base guard, who originally had put a curse on Kevin Durant that had him losing like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Real shit, lifted it because he got traded to his team. But look here, bro, they're back in the shits. Kevin Durant responded. He said, bro, you wouldn't even get a shot off me, Lil one. Wouldn't even get a fucking shot. And you ain't got no real money, bro. You in my DMs begging for a feature. Fuck you, little nigga. You used to be something that now he still is. You know what I mean? Look, shout out Lil B for even being visible. I ain't heard from Lil B base guard in a minute, fam. Since he got his ass whooped on camera, I ain't even looked for him. You hear shit? Nigga pieced him up on camera. Left him sleep. You know what I mean? Look, bro, leave Kevin Durant alone. That's a GOAT. That is a GOAT. Point blank period. The nigga can play some basketball and it's gonna do some big things in the H, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, everybody that's rocking with Kevin Durant or from Houston, bro, put your H's in the comments. Yeah, put your H's and drop something in the fucking comments. Point blank period. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. We going up. Big extra plug gifted Maxo Creams man bags for his birthday. You know what I mean? Man bags, fool. Go yard bags. Look, dog. Men buying men purses. It just don't hit right, bro. It just don't seem right. If you want to give a nigga a little money on, just send a nigga a little money on. But to send a nigga a push, come on now, big extra plug. Niggas forget who they are, bro. They start doing all this old crazy shit, buying each other. Oh, it's going down. I got my go-yard purses. Let me get off the fucking bullshit, Maxo Creams. He's like a kid in a candy store about this damn bag. Look, bro, stop making everything gay. For real, bro. Gunna just received a Birkin for his. Like, man, you niggas gotta stop these little trends. And y'all wearing each other chains, bro. This shit, come on, big extra plug, man. You far too big for that goofy ass shit, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments, bro. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm equipped. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Big